During iteration planning, the team finds it difficult to estimate and plan some of the product backlog items because these items are not detailed enough for sprint planning, sprint/iteration planning. How can such situation be avoided? Yeah. Option A, the product owner should define the test criteria before discussing the product backlog items. Yeah, seems to be a good option. Option B, as per the agreement in the definition of ready, the product backlog item should be ready. Okay. Option C, as per the agreement in the definition of done, the backlog item should be ready. Okay, so seems to be the difference between B and C is definition of ready and definition of done. So we need to figure it out which one to use. Option D, the product owner should create a detailed requirement before discussing the backlog item. You should come up with a detailed requirement, maybe a document for each requirement. Okay, pick up your option and then I talk about my option. You may pause, think, and then we continue. Okay, so in my view, this question is primarily testing the understanding of definition of ready and trying to confuse you with definition of ready and definition of done, and also trying to confuse you that what all might be included in definition of ready. So the definition of ready might include proper definition of acceptance criteria, not necessarily test criteria, but some set of acceptance criteria might be there, might not be there. It depends upon the understanding and the nature of work you are working on. And it may require some other details also, but those details cannot be just labeled as detailed. Yeah, we can say enough detail. So the whole idea here is that you have an iteration, yeah, and you are doing iteration planning meeting. And if there are items which are coming to discuss here, and they are very vaguely understood, and if team starts looking at them in this meeting itself, they may not be able to make a good plan for upcoming iteration. So that's why we do a backlog refinement activity. It can be done as a part of a meeting in the previous iteration or differently, depending upon that. And that should make in a product backlog that item should be well refined, well understood, so that when the team works on it, at least those items which are expected to get done in this particular iteration should be well understood and well refined. Now, what is well? What is well understood? What is well refined? How do we have a common understanding of it? So in order to develop a common agreement of what is considered as ready, one can come up with a definition of ready. In general, it is not a very standard concept of Scrum. Yeah, the Scrum only tells that broad backlog item should be ready enough. But in the PMP exam space, I see this concept getting tested frequently. So always attach the definition of ready about the readiness of the product backlog item for the upcoming planning and development in a given iteration. So that's the whole idea of this particular question in my view. And that's why I can say that the option B is the right option, because we should have a detailed enough product backlog item, and that detailed enough can be defined as a definition of ready. And that helps us in doing good sprint/iteration planning.